All right, last video for me like a half hour ago. I was in or near Charleston, Arizona, and I found Fairbank, and this is my last ghost town of the day. Probably, never know. This was easy to find. For one, I went back to Tombstone, then I took Arizona 80 north, turned onto Arizona 82, and I just had to wait until I intersected with North Old Fairbank Road. It also helped that there was a sign pretty close down the road, and there's also this sign. And if you're wondering, that sign about the schoolhouse recently was restored and turned into a museum, but I guess it's closed today. Anyway, after I check out Fairbank, which is on the north side of 82, there's something over there, Little something ranch. I'll check that out. But I was just thinking, actually, haven't been doing a lot of walking today, or I guess since sunrise. I've been awake for like 22 hours, but it looks like I get to walk to the I could walk to the schoolhouse. I guess I can't go inside, but there are signs over there. Looks like a trailhead. There are 3 other cars over here, and I don't see any people, so I guess they're walking around Fairbank. Fairbank, singular, not Fairbanks, plural. That's a city in Alaska. Anyway, let me read this sign, then I'll get back to you. It's like they make those things just to attract every mosquito, hornet, bee, horsefly within a 100-mile radius, so they attack you when you try to use it. Alright, we got a lot going on here, more than I thought. Does this say what it is? Don't know what it is, but a building of some kind. I don't know, barn or something? Yeah, around this side looks like just a structure to keep some animals in. I don't know. One of these, oh, I imagine that's the schoolhouse. I'll get over there in a second, but let's check out these first. So I'm going to check out everything around here, and then it says I could walk half a mile and get to the cemetery. Ow! And then there's like a pebble in my shoe or something. That's what that was. Looks like they're using this for storage right now. I don't know what it used to be. I walk half a mile to the cemetery, I said, and then if I wanted to walk another mile, I could get to the ruins of the mill. And I'll explain what was going on here back in the day in a little bit. What was this? I don't know. Tough to tell when it's boarded up. Don't know. Check out the schoolhouse though. Yeah, this is certain days. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Today's not Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. But this is the schoolhouse, and it's like a gift shop, visitor center now. It's not open today, but I could look at the outside of it. Yeah, you can tell this is restored, and the other buildings are not, but still where the school was, so that's cool. This is the spot. And picnic area. This is interesting. This is like a giant grill. Sometimes in parks you see those small ones. This thing is huge. I wonder when the last time someone made some steaks out here. I don't know, maybe recently. Who knows? Let's see what this building was. Alright, so what's the deal with Fairbank? So it was a stagecoach stop. Before it was even called Fairbank, it was a stagecoach stop on the way to Tombstone. Tombstone had a huge population at its peak. So people who wanted to go there, this was one of the stops, like your last stop on the way there. This guy named Fairbank, a guy from Chicago with a lot of money, wanted to build a railroad. He financed it. So they built a railroad, and now this is the closest railroad stop to Tombstone. So Tombstone, while it had a lot of silver, it wasn't near water. Like I said, when I was walking under that overpass near Charleston, the raw metals were transported there and they were processed there. Charleston was on the river, it had water to run the mills. So they were just harvesting the raw metal out of Tombstone. Tombstone needed a processing area, and it needed a railroad to get all this out. So this was the closest railroad stop. So the guy who financed the railroad renamed the town after himself, and then it was a railroad stop. And yeah, that was a long time where silver was coming out of the ground in Tombstone. So there were hotels, and there were saloons, and there were brothels and things like that around here in Fairbank. This building is the post office. I'll get closer in a second. It says post office on it. And actually, it didn't perish as quickly as other milling towns. It not only existed for the transport, but I think in that direction is, or maybe, I don't know, somewhere around here, like a mile and a half in some direction from where I'm standing, is a mill along the San Pedro River. So when I was in Charleston, I said I was in the San Pedro Riparian National Conservation Area. On the drive here, I went back to Tombstone and then came here. So I left that area and now I'm back in it. Because if you could go straight from Charleston to here, you just go north, not that far, up the San Pedro River. So this is another town on the river. It had water, so it did the milling, it did the processing of all that raw silver. It also had a railroad. So it didn't perish that quickly, because even when there wasn't so much, you know, processed silver to export, still had the railroad for any other purpose. Other foods came in, cattle, you know, harvested, get processed cattle, meat went out. And even after the railroad wasn't so popular anymore, it's like I parked, I made a turn off Arizona Highway 82 and I was in the parking lot. So when cars were taken over from railroads, this was a good location because it was on Highway 82. So it didn't perish. It's a ghost town now. There's no one here. But it didn't go as quickly as other mining towns or as other like sister towns to the mining towns. Like Tombstone needed someone, a place to process its metals and then to export it. So this lasted for a while, but eventually it had its demise. And yeah, post office right here. One of the first things to pop up in a town like this. Post office, usually a newspaper, lawyer's office, bank, things like that. So can't go inside. The place might be filled with rattlesnakes, but there you go. The post office in Fairbank, Arizona. And there's some frogs over there. I was hearing them before. And yeah, it's pretty cool that a lot of this, I don't think this very much, I mean the metal roofing, is that about it? I don't think very much of this building has been restored. Yeah, the schoolhouse, like the entire thing. But I think I'm just going to walk to the cemetery. I think it's about half mile in that direction. And then I think that could be it. But yeah, it was nice going to all these ghost town. The one thing I said I might do, which I'm not going to, it's stupid. But I was going to go get as close to Mexico as I've ever been. I could drive an hour south. There's a Burger King about 200 feet from the Arizona-Mexico border. I don't need to eat Burger King. There's a Walmart in the area. I could go to Walmart, get food that I actually want, and then go to the parking lot of the Burger King and eat it. That would be definitely the closest I've ever been to the border, but what's the point? It adds 90 minutes on my way back to the Airbnb, and I've been awake for almost a day, and I don't know, who cares? So I don't think I'm going to do that, but there are trails going in like every direction. I want to find which way the cemetery is. This is a pretty cool looking path. They kind of hang over a little bit, kind of look like an arch. Pretty tight over there, pretty tight over there. And I just walk down this really long hallway. Alright, found the cemetery. Doesn't look like there's very many graves, but interesting spot. Don't think there's been a lot of upkeep. I think some are tough to see, like this area, but nice little walk. At the end it kind of like spiraled up this gradual hill. Yeah, here's another, so If you hear that, there's a couple of people behind me down the trail who are making their way this way. But I think there's going to be it for the Fairbanks video. Fairbank, singular. So glad wanted to get 6 ghost towns. Wanted to get 6 ghost towns today. Cortland, I got close, tried to get it from both directions. Didn't happen. If I had a higher clearance car or a car that wasn't mine and I didn't care about like some minor damage, could have maybe gotten to Cortland from the Gleason area, only 4 miles on that dirt road. But set out to hit 6 ghost towns for you. Got to 5. Fun day. Tomorrow I head back to Vegas. Been awake for about 24 hours, something like that. Definitely by the time I get back to the Airbnb, it'll be 24 hours. And yeah, enjoyed it. So I hope you enjoyed all the ghost town videos. Gonna pay my respects here in the cemetery and then head back to the car. And remember, rice is a spoon food.